My name's Melissa McNor, and I live in Chicago. I used to work with Lindsay, who goes to Soul City, and every day she was my desk buddy, and I sat next to her, and every day she was always rushing out to get out to go do whatever she had to do.
She was always running. She was always frantic, which is funny because that's how she would describe me. Which is exactly how she described me.
There was one day where she was in a huge rush.
There was one day that I was frantically probably trying to get out of work because I would go straight to Alpha from work, and I was clearing out my bag.
And she slammed this little red book down.
I grabbed my red book and very gently placed it on the desk, and Melissa immediately grabbed it.
I had snatched it off her desk, and I asked, and I was like, what is this book? And she was like, oh, it's Alpha, it's through my church, like, keep it, you can look at it. So I looked at it, shoved it in my backpack. I actually don't think I ever really looked at it.
I believe she still has it to this day. I'm not sure she ever read it, but I know that she kept it, and it was just a great way for me to kind of open that door and to tell her about Alpha. And it was as simple as me just placing the book on my desk.
That was probably, I don't know, last spring or so. And then unfortunately I was let go due to COVID. And so Lindsay knew this.
When I heard that that was gonna happen, I was beyond devastated. It broke my heart. Melissa was such a joy to work with, and she was such a hard worker. So to see how she handled it, she took it really hard.
She knew I was going through a really rough time, and she was calling me and checking in on me, and she was like, you know what, you should check out this Alpha course. It was what I was telling you about. And at the time, I had gone through several rounds of interviews where I was making it to final rounds and not getting, the job. And so I was really in, I'll say, a really dark place.
So I continued to call and see how she was. And that was when I finally, for the last time, not because it was the last time invited, but that's when I finally decided to again invite Melissa to Alpha, because I knew that going through a job loss during the global pandemic, the only way you can get through something like that is with your faith and with God. And I knew that Melissa needed that in that moment.
Maybe this is what I need. Maybe I'll give it a try. I didn't grow up religious. I know nothing about religion, or I knew nothing at the time. And so I was like, maybe I just need to find God. Maybe this is what I need. And so she sent me the link, and I signed up for Alpha and ended up joining the course.
And summer 2020, during a global pandemic virtually, Melissa joined her first Alpha, and I got to be her leader. And it was the most amazing thing to see her show up. I know she was very hesitant at first, but she showed up. And once she started showing up, she started asking questions.
I had so many questions, so much to the point where, my friend Lindsay, I would text her and be like, these are all the questions I have, but don't tell anyone I'm asking them because I'm super embarrassed and I feel stupid. So she ended up putting them in an Excel spreadsheet and opened it up to the group for everyone to choose a question each week so she could slowly get my questions answered anonymously.
She got so nervous to ask questions because she didn't know if it was a safe space. It's intimidating to come into a space where you have to ask these deep questions.
But by the end of Alpha, I'd really grown some strong friendships through the group. I was no longer nervous. I asked all the stupid questions I thought I had, whether they were dumb or not.
Melissa, when she joined summer of 2020 virtually, from the couch, her boyfriend would continuously ask questions and answer questions or get intrigued. So finally, the next session, he officially joined. And then from there, Melissa invited one of her best friends.
I had no idea that a simple invitation, being invited to Alpha, would really make such a difference in my life and open up so many different doors that I didn't know existed. And finding this great sense of community through Soul City, through Alpha, has been amazing. It's something that I didn't even really know I was missing.
Melissa's now inviting people, so it's just amazing to see how one red book led to Melissa coming, led to Grayson coming, led to Melissa's best friend coming, and it's just expanding. So to see that invitation continue to go out through Melissa is so impactful and just speaks to Alpha and speaks to her as she's grown through her spiritual journey.